Hi, kids. Okay, greatest films of all time. Number three, 2001, Space Odyssey, 1968, starring Keir Dullea, Gary Lockwood, featuring the voice of Douglas Rain, Canadian. Okay, so written by Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke. So Kubrick had wanted to do a science fiction film, had not done one yet. If you look at his filmography, there's a certain point where Kubrick's just like, I haven't done this yet. Haven't done a horror film. Makes The Shining. So hadn't done sci-fi yet. Wanted to do sci-fi right. So he writes a letter in March of 1964 to one of his favorite sci-fi authors, Arthur C. Clarke, and says, "Hey, we should do a really good sci-fi together." So Clarke agrees they should meet. So they meet in, I believe, May of that year. And the two of them sit down and they decide that going forward, what they're going to do is they're going to collaborate on a novel, and then Kubrick will adapt that novel into a film. So the basis of that novel is based on a short story that Clarke had written, basically about an alien object being found, I think, in during excavation for a New York subway, something of that extent. So they're going to flesh that out into a novel and then make that novel into a film. So March 25th, Christmas Day, 1964, Clarke submits his first draft of the novel. Merry Christmas, Stanley Kubrick. Here you go. So that's March 25th, 1964. Based on that draft, studios okay production say, okay, Stanley, go ahead. They give him the budget of $6 million. So originally, by the way, the first draft was titled Journey Beyond the Stars. So shooting starts March 29th, 1965. So um, there's sort of a whole year of pre-production before production starts. Kubrick goes to work building massive sets, doing his research, contacting people from NASA, trying to get, Kubrick's the details guy, trying to get every single detail as accurate as possible for 2001. Arthur C. Clarke, by the way, wants the novel to be released prior to the film. Kubrick says no. Very protective of his material, as he is throughout his filmography. Kind of reminds me of Alfred Hitchcock in Psycho. He goes out and has his people buy every available copy that they can find of the novel, so nobody spoils it for themselves. So, speaking of the special effects, I didn't mention them. Kubrick ends up spending $6.5 million alone on the special effects. The total budget of the film, initially supposed to be $6 million, balloons to $10.5 million. $6.5 million alone on the special effects. That's why 2001 still holds up today. Looks as good as it does. Um, so in March 29th of 1968, remember, they decided to make this film in 1964 in March. 1968, 4 years later, Kubrick screens the film for Life magazine. Why does he screen it for Life magazine? That's where Kubrick starts. Right in high school, he started working for Life magazine as an amateur or apprenticed photographer. So it's finally released April 6th, 1968. The novel will not come out till July of 1968 because that Kubrick guy gets his way. And then reception was not great. Surprise, surprise, a film on this list where it comes out and people are like, I don't like it. And they walk out. What is this? So, not initially received as a film that would be on this list. But it is on this list. Oh, by the way, Douglas Rain, Canadian, was cast because he had narrated a film about the universe. I believe it's called The Universe for the National Film Board of Canada. Canadian, you know what that is. Maybe you've seen it. Kubrick liked his voice, eventually decided that was the voice that he wanted for Hal. So it is number 3 on this list because AFI's list in 98, greatest films of all time, it is number 22 in 2007. It is number 15. BFI's list in 2012, it was number 6 on the critics list, number 2 on the directors list. And then 2022, it is again number 6 on the critics list, number 1 on the directors list this time. And then it's not in the top 100 on Metacritic, and it's only number 90 on IMDb, according to you. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.